On-Call Podcast. Your home for sports, news, pop culture, tech, and the obscure. And of course, your host, Michael Meyer.
All right. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This is the On-Call Podcast. This is episode 30. Although you guys haven't seen the other ones because they haven't been released yet. Because I'm a slacker in delaying on how quickly I do my episodes. Because starting tomorrow, I am on call and can no longer drink and have fun with my friends that listen to the show. Now, as everyone knows who listens, I'm a nurse. I do call 1 week a month. And then Nicole broke it down for me. 25% of my life is spent on call. And then when she told me that, I was borderline offended and sad because it's true. A quarter of my life, I'm on call.
That's crazy.
But today is a new day. And I'm actually joined in the little On-Call Pod studio, signed by Concepts AD. Some great people. They provided we've been working together, and they did the awesome sign for my mom for her graduation party. The On-Call Podcast hoodie is getting shipped. So during the PC build video coming out next week or the week after, depending on how shitty On-Call is, you guys will see their work in clothing. But I'm promised that quality of that material is going to be phenomenal. I'm told it's Under Armour-like material. It's going to be super cooling and wicking.
That's not bad.
And today is for the people on watching on YouTube. You guys get to see my friend there in the bottom left corner. Oh, Marky Mark, my cop buddy.
What's up?
Now, everyone knows I'm a nurse, but Mark wanted me to check his blood pressure today, and you know what? It's time for a little something special right now. Oh no, it's not going to play.
It's on health for yourself.
Are you a doctor?
I'm Dr. Roxo! I do cocaine!
Listen, I'm not really prepared for this. I haven't sterilized my hands.
Mike Meyer slices and dices the latest trends for better health.
Doctor.
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 And doctor.
Do I have a tumor?
This is Mike's medical checkup.
Well, there, Marky Mark. It's time for your medical checkup.
Yeah.
You had me check your blood pressure right before we did this, and your blood pressure was scary as shit.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Yeah, 183 over 123. So now for anyone who decides to watch this, don't let your bottom number get to triple digits if you can avoid it. We have now discussed with Mark, just, maybe after this recording, go on to the ER or something.
I'll definitely get it checked out because it's one of those things where it's like I was taking care of it there for a little while. And then I had a lot of things, going on with the divorce and some, buying a house and everything like that. And so I kind of put it on the back burner, but it is something that I need, to be more, on the front lines.
Life gets in the way.
Yeah.
Cheers. How's your water?
It's good. It's good.
So this will be a little bit of a shorter episode because, oddly, this is one of the few times I've recorded during the daylight hours. Recorded one last night with Lowell. This one's going to be coming out probably around the 27th or so because it's going to be hard to edit. because I'm going to be on call and IV
Yeah.
medications and everything. It's fucking terrible. The people who watch on YouTube, though, are going to be privy to something quite early. Because this is episode 29. 28 hasn't even been released yet. I figure since old Marky Mark here is a cop, we would discuss a fun little topic. But before we get to that, this pandemic has changed everything for everybody. Besides that, since the last time you've been on, we've also experienced the George Floyd thing.
Yeah.
As a cop, has there been any drastic differences for you?
Not really where I work, because where I work it's more of a small town type. You know, a lot of the people they know, they know the cops there, so there's really no hostility towards police or anything like that. Because I work in a neighboring agency from where we, you and I both live, and I know here recently here in this town, that they've had one. I guess it was an isolated incident where somebody threw a rock through the back of a patrol car.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. The
Over there.
one on,
Yeah, on
McCall.
Yeah.
The only reason I heard about that was because of the fucking Facebook.
Yeah.
I decided to check the pages, and they talked about someone threw it. Was that over by Duncan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right there on the curve.
I'm wondering if that was just more than drunk asshole.
So, well, I mean, everybody's seeing what's going on and going, they want to add to the whatever.
Everyone's social justice warriors. The people that only contribute to a cause when it's popular.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is what I'm thinking, because generally Charlotte County does not have a terrible public presence.
No, not a public presence. No, it's pretty good.
And I haven't heard anything bad actually about your precinct, or, your city.
Yeah, no, I mean it's pretty quiet out there, honestly. But I mean, we get our calls every now and then, but for the most part, it's actually been pretty good. I mean, we had last weekend. What's today? Today is Thursday. 20th. It was last Saturday. We had a guy with a knife just walking down the street, and they tased him, just due to the circumstances of how many people were around and everything like that. So, a lot of people they think that, like, the first thing a cop goes to is a gun. That's no. I mean, with us, it's called situational awareness, I guess you could put it.
It's safe.
Depends. Yeah. So, they tased him, got the knife from him, and he actually met criteria from talking to his mom with everything like that. He was Baker acted, instead of thrown in jail and treated like another person with a knife. He was Baker acted, and hopefully he can get the treatment he needs.
That's a safe hope.
Yeah.
Now, as a cop, do you deal with a lot of mental health issues?
Yeah.
That's an incredible layman's way to put it. How percentage-wise would you put it? 20, 30?
It really depends. And honestly, I mean, we have a joke. We say it's like, oh, is it a full moon out? Like, why are all these crazies coming out? But like last, was it Monday and Tuesday? Just in those 2 days, we had 5 in the whole county that got Baker acted. And usually that's about maybe 4 or 5 months worth, but we had 5 in 2 days.
Oh, but Jesus Christ. Okay.
But it just, it's hard to, for us, I feel like, if we did have a little bit more of, we do have it's called crisis intervention training. So we know, they actually teach you there at the behavioral health center. That's where you actually get the stuff. But it's like it's like a week-long course. So you learn a little bit, but you don't know enough. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to be a doctorate in, mental health, but I want to know, how I can help these people rather than just sending them off to a doctor's office to go get medication, but.
So you want to learn de-escalation techniques?
I would want to learn a little bit more, just to be able to talk to people, and I feel like the front end, there's a lot of stuff to kind of deal with mental health, but there's not a lot of follow up with it. So like in our area, like I know, once we deem them to be, or they meet the Baker Act criteria, we take them to the behavioral health center and we just drop them off, and then they go and they do their treatment. But then after that 72-hour holding period, they're back on the street. Who knows if they're taking their medication the way they should be. Who knows if they've talked to a psychiatrist about their issues that are going on. Nobody holds them accountable for that. So I feel like, having something, like a
sort of a social worker to follow, like an in-between transition program for it.
Yeah, because I know you guys have, once people get out of the hospital, they're in your guys' care for X amount of days, and you guys take care of it and make sure that they get their stuff that they need. But I feel like with mental health, they don't have that. They just put them back out on the street, and then they're back, doing what they normally do.
Sadly, if they have a home and they can arrange home health, that is the majority of the time.
Mm-hmm.
They have a home, we come and deal with it. And as an RN, although I'm not specialized in psych work,
mm-hmm.
we line up a social worker to set up local resources. We arrange to make sure they see a neurologist,
mm-hmm.
and we follow up after their neurology appointment to make sure that they have a secondary. We get to monitor all of their psych meds
mm-hmm.
for the next few weeks. And since I've gone to home health, I've realized one of the biggest things that we don't have is a good neurology department.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking terrible. And it's one of the reasons that personally I would vote for more of a socialist medicine, only because there is zero help. Mm-hmm. There's 3 neurologists within a 100-mile radius of here. You think 3 neurologists can take care of?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially with everybody that, times are tough right now. A lot of people are going through a lot of different things. Just this pandemic and as the forefront, you have people that's all they're dealing with, or, that they have family members that are dealing with it. And, I don't think that mental health is considered as much as like physical health.
So true. I think that's
so that's where I, from where I work or from what I do, it's all it is we're taking, we have a criteria, are they going to harm themselves? Are they going to harm others? Are they coherent? Do they know where they're at? Do they know what time of day it is? Do they know, what's going on? So those are the questions that we kind of ask. And if they're sitting there talking, thinking that they're back in the 20s again, that's not really where they should be. But so just little things here and there that I would think that would help, rather than dealing with it every 3 weeks, having somebody Baker acted. I don't think that that's the way to go about it.
It wastes your time. It's not so, like if it would have been properly followed up from discharge, you wouldn't have been called back 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
to have to deal with it to
Yeah,
someone who's not adequately trained for it.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's this one girl, I'm not going to name any names, but she's been Baker acted ever since I've been there for almost 3 years, and I personally have Baker acted her 6 or 7 times.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So, she's either walking in the middle of the street, walking down, a major highway. One time she was in the bed, going behind the bed, and saying that there's scorpions coming out of the walls. So, but yeah, it's just mental health. I don't think is being looked at on both ends, as far as like on the law enforcement side of us having to deal with them firsthand, and then in the
The healthcare side.
healthcare side. Yeah.
Is she also a drug user?
Like she doesn't she doesn't do hardcore drugs.
Smokes pot,
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I get that. That's lucky for her.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of people I've dealt with that have resorted to hardcore drugs to
Mhm.
try to calm the voices, as they say,
Yeah.
it's actually a really high number just because they just want the voices to stop, but they don't
Mhm.
have the resources to even find it.
Yeah.
Shit, that 6 or 7 times, that doesn't count the times that you weren't there, someone else saw her. And
Exactly. And I work 16 days out of the month, so that's only half the month. So, but
it's fucking sad.
yeah, there for a little bit, we kind of like didn't know where she was at, because her family is currently, it's a good thing. That's the good thing too, is her family, her grandmother, is currently in the process. She actually wanted to get some information and stuff from our victims' rights advocate, and documents of some of the stuff that we had of the Baker Act, incidents, to try and get, because she's 19 or 20, I believe, but they want to get not custody, but she wants to get what's the word?
Like a representative, like a legal,
yeah.
like to be the power of attorney
Yes.
to speak for her.
Yeah.
Oh, so this 6
Um,
or 7 time person that you've done is fucking young, like fresh out of high school young.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was
so-
thinking 30s.
Yeah, no, she's about 19 or 20, and her grandmother. I mean, it's a good thing that, I mean, she has family that actually, wants to help her and wants to be there for her, because some of the people that that we take to the facility is like, they're either living out on the street, they've been strung out on meth for 16 years. Or they want to get Baker acted just so they can get the medication. I've had that too, to where people have their thing is well, I'm going to kill myself. Right then and there, we have to. I mean, I can't go against and say, oh no, I don't believe that they will, and then I walk away, and then 3 minutes later, as I'm pulling off down the street,
Bam.
they go and they kill themselves. So it's like every one of those that, and they know that some of them, they just do it because they want the medication, and they can't afford the medication normally.
Yeah,
So-
the psych meds aren't cheap.
Yeah.
If you don't
so-
have insurance, again, now that's where social work comes in handy, because we can line up state government assistance, but like they don't have it. If you don't know,
Mhm.
and if you're schizophrenic, which she sounds more schizophrenic,
Mhm.
and
Oh, she definitely has some bipolar tendencies. She has schizophrenia. She has a couple other, the whole list. From what I gather is she's been like this her whole life.
yeah, you
And it just, some of the things that I don't know if it's her childhood that, what it was, but I mean, I'm not the one to be there and say,
and neither am I. Like, yeah,
you know what I mean?
college
So-
degree still above my pay grade. Like, I didn't take. once you become an RN, you have to take special courses and certifications to be certified in mental health.
Mm.
I don't know as far as her history, if it includes violence.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're schizophrenic, it's typically not even truly shown until like your 20s. But if she had childhood trauma, it could cause different neurogenic pathways. And it's fucking crazy
Yeah.
to be. That's why I was surprised when you said that she was fucking 19.
Yeah.
We really need a lot of money in the government to. And speaking of, my cousins are up from Rockford, Illinois. They closed one of the only psych units in the facility in the area, and that's only 30 beds, and they just shut it down without warning. They literally just discharged the patients, and like, sorry, we had to close. We didn't have any more government assistance. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's like if you go out on 31,
Mm-hmm.
there's the mental health facility out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if have you ever been out there?
No, I haven't been there, but we've sent patients there upon discharge through Bayside up in Sarasota.
Well, they closed that place down.
No shit.
Yeah. And this was back, I don't know if that's the same one, because this one was out on State Road 31,
Mm-hmm.
out in the middle of cow pastures,
Yeah, BFE.
and they closed it down and literally just kicked all the people out.
That's
They just let them loose. They didn't go and transfer them to another facility. They just told them to leave. And I found that out from one of the there was a guy, because where I work, I usually go and walk downtown. Like, I walk all the businesses, try to meet people, everything like that. Well, there's like two guys that I thought were homeless, but they decide to live in the woods. I mean, they have a house, but I take that back. They have a family member that they stay with to go get showers and everything like that, but they don't want to be dependent on them.
mm-hmm.
And so they hang out downtown. So, I mean, and they're not destructive. They don't just go out and, destroy downtown, but they just always hang out down there. So I got to talking to them and everything like that, and got to meet the caregiver of one of them, which was his ex-sister-in-law.
Right. Okay.
And so she was telling me, about how they closed this place down, and, they just kicked everybody out and expected them to go and do whatever. So, like, she took him in, started caring for him, and it's insane what, this, just the mental health with everything going on. I feel like it's opened up. A lot more people are dealing with it.
Just now that everyone's stuck home, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because of the stress and everything like that, of everything going on, not being able to understand, what to do with everything. But, I mean, times are tough right now. People are losing their homes, their jobs, everything. It's really rough.
Jesus Christ. I didn't expect the somber turn of the episode, but I do think it's something that needs to be talked about. So with that being said, rather than having this topic in the same episode, I'm going to stop these so I can have this as a separate episode, because I want to send this to my friend Rob Tarswell, who's a neurologist up in Canada. And I think it's something he's going to want to talk about. So this has actually been another episode of the On Call podcast. I know it's a short one, but just think about all your loved ones. Check in on them, because a lot of psych issues don't manifest until your mid to late 20s. And if you have a younger person in your life that's going through these things, just think that there's a good chance it's going to get worse. And she or he is going to have a lot of really tough stuff in their life, and try to find them help. Write your local congressperson and get this shit taken care of, because it's serious.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken care of many psych patients, whether from previous alcohol abuse that causes, parts in the brain to not work the way it's supposed to, whether it's a really young person who you think is just an asshole. There's a good chance their brain is growing and their issues just haven't manifested yet. Psych units are shutting down right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not something to be taken care of. It's not something to be taken lightly. Check in on your loved ones who you just don't know. This has been the On Call Podcast. Looking on your loved ones.